In many East Asian temples, standing at the entrance or near the main hall, there are four imposing figures with stern expressions, powerful stances, and symbolic weapons in their hands. They are known as the four heavenly kings. To most visitors, they appear as guardians meant to intimidate evil spirits. But behind these familiar statues lies a deeper meaning that few truly understand. The four heavenly kings are not simply gods to be worshipped, they are ancient symbols of order, protection, and human responsibility. The origins of the four heavenly kings come from Buddhist tradition. In early Buddhist cosmology, they are known as the four guardian kings, divine beings who protect the world and safeguard the teachings of the Buddha. Unlike celestial beings who dwell in distant heavens, the four heavenly kings reside in the lowest heavenly realm, closest to the human world. Their role is not to grant blessings or punish individuals, but to maintain balance and prevent chaos from spreading. Each heavenly king governs one of the four cardinal directions and embodies a specific principle. The Eastern king, known as Dhritarashtra, is often depicted holding a lute or pipa. He represents harmony, responsibility, and the protection of nations through order rather than force. The Southern king, Virataka, holds a sword and symbolizes moral growth, discipline, and the strength required to confront wrongdoing. The Western king, Virupaksa, is shown holding a serpent or dragon, representing insight, awareness, and the ability to see through deception. The northern king, Vaisravana, often carries a pagoda or spear, symbolizing wisdom, wealth, and the protection of knowledge and resources. What often surprises people is the fierce appearance of the four heavenly kings. Their faces are angry, their posture aggressive, and their presence intimidating. Yet this is not a sign of cruelty. In Eastern philosophy, compassion alone is not always enough to maintain order. Strength, vigilance, and authority are sometimes necessary to prevent destruction. The four heavenly kings embody the protective force that stands between harmony and disorder. As Buddhism spread across East Asia, the image of the four heavenly kings evolved. In China, Korea, Japan, and Vietnam, they were blended with local beliefs and cultural values. They became more than Buddhist guardians, they became symbolic gatekeepers of sacred spaces. Placing their statues at temple entrances serve as a reminder that before entering a place of enlightenment, one must first confront chaos, temptation, and inner conflict. On a deeper level, the four heavenly kings represent more than divine figures. They symbolize four essential principles required to sustain human society. The Eastern king represents stability and cooperation. The Southern king represents effort and self-discipline. The Western king represents awareness and critical perception. The Northern king represents knowledge and protection of resources. Together, they form a complete system of balance that governs both the external world and the inner self. In Japan, the four heavenly kings are known as Shitano and are commonly found in ancient temples. In China and Vietnam, their identities often merge with folk guardians or warrior deities, sometimes leading to confusion about their origins. Despite these variations, their core function remains unchanged, guarding the moral and spiritual boundaries of the world. It is important to understand that the four heavenly kings are not judges who punish humanity. They do not deliver rewards or curses. Instead, they act as stabilizing forces. In Eastern thought, the world does not naturally remain harmonious. Order must be actively protected. Without guardians, chaos and ignorance would spread unchecked. The four heavenly kings personify this necessity. In modern times, many people see these figures as outdated or symbolic relics of religious architecture. However, when viewed metaphorically, their presence is more relevant than ever. In contemporary society, the role of the four heavenly kings is reflected in institutions such as law, ethics, education, and collective responsibility. When these systems weaken, disorder rises. When they are upheld, stability is preserved. The four heavenly kings do not demand devotion or admiration. They stand silently, often unnoticed, performing their duty without recognition. Their value lies not in reverence, but in function. They remind us that harmony does not sustain itself, it must be guarded by vigilance, discipline, wisdom, and responsibility. So, who are the four heavenly kings really? They are guardians of boundaries, symbols of order, and reflections of humanity's ongoing struggle to balance freedom and structure. They exist not only in temples, but in the systems that protect civilization itself. As long as humans continue to seek order in a chaotic world, the four heavenly kings will remain, standing at the threshold between chaos and harmony.